All right, we are recording, tweeting out. So hello, everybody. So we are on air with Hatch Studios. This is WeAreLATech on the Blab WeAreLATech weekly show. And as you know, if you are not catching us live right now, you will be able to see the full recording of our interview. So what we're going to be able to experience is one of my favorite co-working spaces in LA, and where I spend a lot of time, Hatch Studios. We have the co-founder, Peter, on the interview with us. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Esprit, and people watching.
And so we were talking yesterday. We thought it might be fun to have a little tour of Hatch Studios. So maybe, are you on a laptop or are you on your desktop?
Unfortunately, I'm on my desktop, so that's going to be challenging.
Okay, and just a heads up that there's a heavy echo in the office. Just FYI on that.
Okay, hold on one second.
Okay. All right, so you guys, as Peter checks out the echo situation, what we're doing...
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah, that's a ton better. So what we're doing is every week for a few weeks, we are going to be meeting LA startups via the WeAreLATech weekly Blab show. And so first runner-up is, or first winner, or whatever you call it, is Hatch Studios. So
yay!
Tell us, it's not just you who founded Hatch, so you have a business partner. So tell us how you and your business partner came up with Hatch Studios and what the vision is and where you're based. Give me the lowdown.
Sure. So I do have a business partner who also happens to be my life partner, my wife. We and Amanda, my co-founder and wife, is traveling, so unfortunately she couldn't be here. But we started Hatch essentially the beginning of April of this year. It's kind of an interesting story. So our space here actually started as more of a traditional studio space, which is part of the reason why the word studios is in our name. So at the beginning of the year, we were actually providing traditional studio spaces to the entertainment industry. And we literally within the first 3-4 months, we kind of pivoted out of that and into co-working due to a number of reasons. One of which was the demand for co-working space and collaborative and shared office space in the LA market.
Right.
And to be completely honest with you, we also wanted to, we really wanted to provide a sense of community to people, and you don't typically get that in the entertainment world that we, the typical studio world that we were doing earlier.
Right.
So we actually we talked to a few people that were far more entrenched in the tech scene here in LA, and they said, you guys have such a great space, you should really think about opening it up to, collaborative working space. So we did. Within the first 30 days, we kind of made that decision to make the switch, and did a few changes around here and built some furniture and kind of did some cool stuff. And now in the 6 months we've been up and running, it's been great. And I think it speaks to the health of the tech scene in general in LA.
Well, I love about Hatch Studios specifically, and for you guys watching, you see me looking everywhere. Blab is an interactive experience, so to make my life easier, I'm managing it from both my computer and phone, so that's the unique interaction of Blab. But what I love about Hatch Studios is that you guys cater to really seasoned companies that are kind of between seed funding and Series A. So you have a really professional environment, yet it feels comfy like a living room. So
right.
I'd say it's one of the co-working spaces in LA that has the most intimate atmosphere. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we kind of, we that was on purpose. I mean, we wanted to provide a space that truly felt like a creative workspace. So, the building we're in is an old 1940s built bone truss building with brick walls and concrete floors and 20-foot ceilings, and the layout in here and the vibe, and my wife Amanda designed a big portion of this space in here. So it's very Southern California, relaxed, comfortable kind of environment.
And Amanda just joined us on Blab. I mean, not literally, but she is watching our mugs right now.
I think she's in an Uber in San Francisco right now.
That's cool. She's power networking with the VCs there.
Yeah, right.
So okay. So what is your vision for Hatch Studios? Like, why? And you guys do a ton of events, which is great because you're really focused on uniting the community together, which I love. And what's your vision? Like, where do you see Hatch in the bigger sphere of the LA ecosystem?
Yeah, so I mean, like you mentioned before, we seem to be catering to the more established LA startups. We have a lot of private offices here that can house teams of 5, 6, and 7 people. And again, maybe it's the aesthetic, it's probably a combination of things, but we really do seem to we attract those sort of post-seed fund startups,
right?
You know, Series A, you know, talking to VCs. In fact, we have a couple in-house groups right now that are doing just that. They're really looking for their Series A. So we're catering to that segment of the market. You know, one other thing that makes us different is, unlike a lot of other co-working spaces, we are on the smaller side. So we have about 4,000 square feet. And other than the fact that it's easier to manage, you know, we're able to provide that relaxed feeling and sort of homey vibe to people. So I think looking forward, to get to your question about, you know, where we see Hatch, it really is providing that sort of curated community, you know, manageable space that a lot of people, you know, that people feel comfortable in. And yeah, so that's kind of the current state. Yeah,
Silicon Valley HBO shot there. So everybody in tech drools over that show.
Yeah. So we have the good fortune of being neighbors with a company called the Rap News, who are an entertainment based media company, and they're literally in the same building as us next door, and they do a lot of interviews, they cover a lot of television entertainment, and this is probably 3-4 months ago now, they had the entire cast, or the 5 or 6 main guys, come in to do an interview shoot. And they asked if they could use our space. And initially I was hesitant to do it, to be honest. If you know anything about production and that many people and that many potential egos and all this stuff, it can be very disruptive, right? So I was hesitant up until they told me who it was, and it just happened to fit really well with, you know, us, you know, serving the tech community. So we have some cool pictures of all the guys hanging out here and doing their thing and acting crazy. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, if you want to, maybe, I don't know if this is possible, but we could be very, what's it called? Anyway, we could test it out. You have an iPhone, right?
I do, yes.
Okay, let's try logging into Blab with your phone to see if we could make your phone a third person on the Blab interview, and then we could give everybody a tour of Hatch. How's that sound?
I will try my best.
And for everybody watching, if you're not on live with us now, you know that you're watching the recorded session. This will be happening every week till the end of 2015, a series called Meet LA Startups, where we get to meet some of the most amazing LA startups that I'm really excited to know on the We Are LA Tech Lab show. And today we are interviewing Hatch Studios. Coming up, we have Camp Playa, and then we have Magnet, and then we'll be back again next Tuesday. And so Peter's just getting set up. We're seeing if we could give you a tour of Hatch. But if that's not possible, then you guys will just have to come into West LA. When's the next event you have coming up, Peter?
So we actually have a networking event this Thursday evening from 7 to 9. We're actually sort of producing that event. It's kind of a joint venture with a digital design firm called Thunderbolt Studios out of Beverly Hills. Their sort of network and their world is very much sort of creative and digital design orientated. So we're sort of bringing our sort of tech community and their more digital focused community together. And it's a social thing. It's, you know, drinks and food and kind of a networking thing. So.
And we even had the We Are LA Tech mobile app launch event.
That's right. Yeah. That was one of the first big ones. And I think we had, what, like 200, 150, 200 people? It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing. So what is that something that people can check out Hatch Studios for as well if they want to do events? Or is that kind of like an only the inside? How does that work?
No. You can, we get a lot of inquiries to do events here, and 9 times out of 10, we're happy to do it. It really boils down to timing, amount of people. Obviously we're a co-working space, and so we have members who need access to the space 24/7. So it's just a matter of logistics. But yeah, we do it all the time. We've had workshops in here. We've had 10-person workshops on a weekend. We've hosted hackathons before. In fact, we're hosting the Tech Week hackathon. The weekend, that weekend, what is it, November 14th and 15th or something. So yeah, there's, we do a lot of stuff here. I mean, look, we sort of, we tend to sort of focus more on the tech stuff, but, if someone wants to have a wedding in here, we'll let them do it.
Getting married in Hatch Studios, your wife would love that one.
Yeah, right.
Well, cool. Before we sign off, and for everybody watching, our next interview will be at 3 o'clock. Peter, can you share a little bit about your and Amanda background that even got you to be in this, crazy LA tech world in the first place? Yeah.
So my professional background is managing commercial real estate. So my wife and I moved here from New York City about 2 years ago, and in New York and prior to that in the Midwest, I was managing commercial real estate. So that was kind of my background. Amanda is more in the entertainment world, or comes from the entertainment world. Amanda is a model and has also done some reporter work and hosted red carpet stuff, and she sort of comes from that world. So so that was part of the reason why we kind of opened this space here in West LA initially to focus on the studio, more of the studio facilities, if you will.
Right.
But again, we had actually one of Amanda's high school friends, Aviv Grill, who has been on this with you before. Aviv, yeah. So Amanda went to high school with Aviv, and Aviv has lived in LA for many years and has been entrenched in the tech scene for many years. And he was one of the first people to come to us after we kind of showed him the space here, and he said, "Look, the LA tech scene is really healthy. It seems to only be growing, and you should look into it." So he was one of the first sort of clear voices to us that said you should really look at this. So that's and people like yourself who who always help along the way.
And how can people get in touch with Hatch Studios and you or Amanda?
Yeah, so the website is thehatchstudios.com. The easiest email is info@thehatchstudios.com. It's just Amanda and I here, so you'll get one of us pretty easily.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So as I mentioned, we're about to wrap up at 3 o'clock. We'll be meeting with Camp Playa every Tuesday. We are hosting the Meet LA Tech Weekly Blab show, and I am so excited to bring to you amazing startups like Hatch Studios, who actually facilitates a home for us, and they are a startup themselves. And next
time we'll try and give you a tour. I'll get on the phone here.
Yeah, we'll do that. Tour to come, but you know what? I highly recommend. They're so friendly, and it's such a great atmosphere, just like walking in the door. We actually forgot to mention that, Peter. Where are you located? Yes,
so we are actually on the border of West LA and Santa Monica. So the address is 2260 South Centinela. So it's essentially the Centinela exit off of the 10 freeway. Olympic Boulevard is right there, so right in the mix there.
Awesome. So tune back in 3 o'clock. Come to blab.im/WeAreLATech, and you'll be meeting with another LA startup. Thanks so much, Peter and Amanda. I know you're watching. Love Hatch Studios.
Thanks, it's great.
See you later.
Yeah, bye.